Hey guys, in this video I want to tell you about a new course that I'm adding to my piano student membership. And this course is covering the Mikrokosmos series, at least the volume 1. And if there's enough interest, I'll keep going on this. But basically the idea is that in the membership, among all of the courses you can choose from, there will be a course that is completely dedicated to this book. And there's going to be at least a video per exercise where I basically show you how to work it out and explain to you like a couple of different ways of looking at it, how to prepare for it, what it should sound like, counted with the metronome, whatever. Whatever I feel like you need, that's what the video is going to be, and there will be one per exercise for most exercises. I know there's a couple of exercises perhaps in the later books that I may skip here or there, but it'll be really rare, and I'll probably explain why at that time. But this, if you are already not familiar with this, of course, this is great sight reading practice if you are far enough along. But if you are a beginner pianist and you know already how basic rhythm works, how basic hand positions work, how to find your notes on the staff, right? These are all things that we should be comfortable with like in the first month or so of piano. So if you are ready for those things to be tested, this is a great progressive way, progressive as in they get like sequentially harder. This is a great way to be navigating a lot of little pieces that are very appropriate, that all sound different, that I think is going to produce a better musician at the end of the line than something like Piano Adventures or one of the modern method books. Of course, you can still play those method books. The pieces in there will probably be way more enjoyable, but I feel like this is going to be better for you. Now, the only downside to something like this, well, other than the fact that Mikrokosmos, because it's Bartok, it sounds a little strange sometimes, but it's still good for your musicianship because it's unpredictable in a good way, where you can't really use like conventional harmony in your ear and everything to like really judge whether or not it's correct. You have to trust your reading, you have to trust your counting, you have to trust your musical skills and your skills in interpreting the notation. And of course, on top of that, each exercise has its own little focus. So like that's a really helpful thing. But this will give you a lot of little exercises. And the only issue with this, which is what I'm aiming to solve here, is that there's no explanation. This is really left by design. It's left up to the teacher to explain. And so if you have a teacher, they can work with you on each one of these. But if you don't have a teacher, or you're looking for something supplemental, I can do that for you because I have this course where I basically am fulfilling the role of the teacher in explaining how each one works and what you really should be looking for. And of course, this is one of many things that are in there, but I wanted to start to move the piano membership towards the more beginner side of things. Of course, there's a ton of intermediate level material in there, but I want to move more towards beginners, and especially with stuff like this, because I think that there is a huge opportunity there with students moving through the beginner levels much more quickly if they can just get a little bit of assistance. So that's what I aim to provide. So if you are interested, you should totally check out the piano student membership over on Flex Lessons. I can link to it in the description. And check out the Mikrokosmos series and start working through there. Of course, at this level, this is not the only thing you should be working on. You should also be working on some sight reading, like dedicated sight reading, and you should be working on like technical stuff. So of course, I'll have videos for those things as well. And then if you are farther along, this is just absolutely excellent sight reading practice. But I think before you get to the level where you can sight read this, you can study this. And I think you can study this from a very low level, like right when you figure out your notes and rhythms and positions and all of the basic ingredients to start, using on staff music. This book is right there at that difficulty level. And of course, it gets hard and it does require explanation, but it is wonderful and it will make a good musician out of you. So I strongly recommend this. And there's a follow-up. I don't think they're all blue or pink. I mean, you can get the series in pink, you can get the series in blue. Don't pay attention to the color. I believe it only has to do with what language the book is actually printed in. But this is the second volume. And by the time you're working through here, I mean, you're going to start to really develop some competence. And it's not going to be long before you're able to enter into that baseline level of classical music, like first lessons in Bach and Bergmüller and all that stuff. So these are really great preparation for that. And of course, as a side note, pedagogically speaking, I'm really interested in getting students to that point as fast as possible. Because that's where it gets, in my opinion, that's where it gets really fun. That's where students start to have a lot of options. that's where you can start to be more individual in your choices, and the music sounds more complicated and impressive. And so, in my opinion, I know we want to enjoy the journey, but this is still like when you get to that music, it's still the journey, and that part of the journey is very enjoyable. So I'm very interested in getting students from where they don't know anything about piano to where they are playing at that level, in as small of a time frame as possible. And once again, I think these books are absolutely awesome for that. So if you are interested, visit the link in the description. Check out the Piano Student Membership. There's a way for you to chat with me. Also, I want to mention if there's not enough coverage, if you need an additional video on one of these exercises, I can just add it. That's what it means to be a member in my Piano Student Membership. That's one of the perks that you get, is you can request additional videos and additional coverage, and then what I make for you, everybody can see, and it benefits everybody. So that's how this thing works. So if you're interested, visit that link, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.